Hello, hello. Long time no see, huh? It's been a little while. Welcome. I am Sarah Ayler for SoftFlexCompany.com. As most of you know, I am the sales and marketing manager for SoftFlex, and I've had a little bit of a busy time here with my family and haven't been able to do my normal Wednesday live video. However, I am very excited to be here today with my friend Rebecca Combs from Design and Adorn. She's got a beautiful design to show us. Things are stabilizing a little bit here with my family. You can learn more about what's going on with that on our Caring Bridge website. That has all the up-to-date details. I try to update it at least once every 2 days, and that way everybody can kind of stay apprised of what's going on, and I don't have to repeat it over and over. And as I was saying to Rebecca, make myself cry. So Rebecca and I had a little bit of a cry right at the beginning as soon as I saw her sweet face. And that's kind of what happens when I see any of my friends, whether it's all of you out there commenting or one of my friends here in the studio showing a design. So we are going to try to be tear-free for this hour and really just delve into a great design from a great lady located in Tucson, Arizona. We're going to have the best time, and I'm so glad all of you are here to join me. So let me add in my friend Rebecca, and let me unmute her too. Hold on. All right, there she is. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi. Hi, everybody. I am so excited to be here doing a little happy dance about this design.
Yes, it's a really pretty design. I'm excited to learn about it. You are just well known for your Kumihimo. I see your little I love Kumihimo sign behind your head.
Yes.
What started you in Kumihimo? I can't remember if you've told me.
I haven't told you the story? Okay. So once upon a time, a million years ago, in 2008, I had just opened a bead store and I knew nothing. I knew less than nothing about beading. I just opened a bead store anyway. But my parents had a store in South Carolina. It was a variety store and one department was beads. And I'm talking to my mom on the phone one day and she's like, hey, have you heard of Kumihimo? Some kid came in and they were making friendship bracelets on this little foam disc. I'm like, no, I haven't heard of that. But I turned to my wall of tools and there's a Kumihimo disc. I just like randomly had purchased it and stuck it on the wall because I bought all sorts of things. I didn't know what they were. And it was one of the original Hamanaka discs from Japan. The instructions were totally in Japanese, and it came with neon colored yarn. So I follow along with the diagrams. I whip it together, and I'm just like, hey, this is really fun, but this seems more like a summer camp activity. I don't think anybody wants to do this. So I put it aside. That was the end. And then I talked to mom again, and she's like, hey, I'm doing Kumihimo now. You should try it. I'm like, well, I used up all the yarn that it came with. I don't have anything to braid with that. I'm looking all around the store, and there I find also some random thing I bought, hand-dyed silk cords in these beautiful variegated colors, and I braid that up, and suddenly I'm like, oh,
that doesn't look so good, like, yeah.
Look at this. But it made a really short piece because they were pre-cut pretty short. So I'm like, okay, this is a centerpiece. And I put this amazing lampwork pendant on it, sterling silver end caps, finished it with stones. I'm like, okay, we have a thing. This is really nice. And then I started teaching it. And then I wrote some books. And yeah.
Keep going. My children aren't used to me being on video, so they're
okay.
Keep going.
They're joining us. Yeah. So that was how it started. It started with a neon acrylic yarn doodad, and then became an obsession. I've written 3 books, and yeah, I just love it. I love how versatile it is. You can do so many different things with it, but also it's really pretty easy to get exactly what you want. You know, it's precise. You just string up your beads and braid, and then you get what you're gonna get. You don't really have to worry about it, right? You can kind of put it on autopilot once you get started. So,
and you can do it in so many different ways, because the material you're braiding can change, the beads that you're using can change, and when you intersect all those different options, you end up with just limitless design potential, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
You start a bead store and you didn't know anything about beads? Because that's my next question.
Okay. Oh, I mean, that doesn't everyone do that?
No.
No. Okay. All right. When I was a small child, my parents had a pet store, and I wanted to go into retail. I'd worked, elsewhere in retail. I'm like, this is what I want to do. I want to have my own small retail store, but it takes a fair amount of money to open one. And I was hitting up mom and dad for an investment, and they were only willing to invest in 2 potential categories: beads or hair, like hair extensions.
Oh, interesting.
Because those were 2 things that sold well in their variety store.
Ah, interesting. Oh, that is so interesting. And look at you now. It
could have been hair.
You could have hair extensions now.
It could be hair. Yeah.
And then you would be braiding hair instead of cord.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
The different paths we take in life.
I know. It's amazing. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I see you found our giveaway, free beads at the bottom. At softluxcompany.com, we are having a closeout sale. We have moved some things that we are overstocked in or that were seasonal into our closeout category. And anything that was already in closeout, for the most part, has been more deeply discounted. So for the giveaway today, I will be giving away a pair of these Dalmatian Jasper donuts. So you can get a pair of these, and I will pick a winner at the end, which are going to make just like the most darling little pair of earrings. And then you can even add a tassel or a charm or something from the bottom, and they're going to look fantastic. So I have 2 of these waiting for you, and you can enter to win by commenting #freebeads and then stick through and watch Rebecca's entire show. And then at the very end, you have to be here to claim your prize. Thank you for all the beautiful good vibes and all the lovely comments. I'm really happy to be here today. I don't know if I'll be here next Wednesday or when I'll be here again, because, every day is a challenge, but I'm really happy to be here with you today. And I'm excited to see what Rebecca's going to show us. So Rebecca, do you want to flip down to your hand cam and we will take a look at what you got going? Oh, that is gorgeous. Let me give you
so
out.
That's the Basilica necklace. And since I've been obsessed with Kumihimo, I've kind of been like really super focused on it. And that has led me to ask questions like, what else is possible? What are other ways I can do this? And this is one expression of that. So let me get some things on my screen here. So in the Basilica necklace, we have 2 Kumihimo braids, and then we have these beautiful cathedral beads across the center. And what's interesting from a technical standpoint on this project is the soft flex is running all the way through. There is soft flex inside of this braid. Goes all the way through in a circle.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
So you strung it like a big bead?
Yes, it's a giant bead.
That's awesome. It's so strong and secure.
Yeah, I am so proud of this technique. I hope you love it. When you show this to other people, tell them I thought of it, because I'm really super proud of coming up with it. So here is one of the beaded braids as a bead. So there's a tube. Here's one that I haven't cut yet. So there's a tube coming out of the braid that we're going to trim off and hide under the end caps. So in here, under that end cap, is the end of the braid. Yes. And the wire's coming through that little tube.
That's genius.
Thank you.
Have you been tested? I think you're a genius.
So it's the same thing. So I've been obsessed with this for like 2 years now. This is what I've been doing on my Kumihimo on memory wire. It's the same thing. There's a tube in there. And then
and the tube is part of the kit.
Absolutely it is, because it has to be just the right size tube.
Mm-hmm. See? So this is an actual kit that you can purchase. And Rebecca was telling me there's actually even a really special deal with this kit that you do not want to miss out on.
Yeah. Right now, the Basilica kits are buy one kit, get one half off. And it's an automatic discount. So you just put 2 Basilica kits in your shopping cart and it'll do it automatically for you. You don't have to type in a special code. Just getting all my parts here. So I'm going to show you guys how to do the tube on this one. I have set up a braid. There we go. I confused myself. I have 2 kits going here because there are a lot of steps in this project. So I have lots of partially finished demos to show you. So this is the tube that's going to go inside of our braid. This, of course, comes in your kit. And I did just put it on the website this morning if you need to get more tube. We have 2 types of tube on the website. The one you're looking for is called thin wall. So it's a 2 millimeter outside diameter, but the hole on the inside is 1 millimeter. So it has really thin walls, and that's important. So there's enough room to get the wire through. So this starts out like any other Kumihimo project. I have my cords on here. I've strung my beads, and I've braided a little bit of a nubbin. I have a new...
What kind of cord are you using?
This is super long, size 18.
And again, all of the cording and the beads will come in the kit.
Absolutely. Yep. The cording is in there. It's pre-cut and knotted together. It comes on a little cardboard bobbin. You just open it up and put it on the disc. Actually, this morning while I was prepping for this demo, I filmed all of this setup. So there's a new video on YouTube called Beaded Kumihimo Quick Start Guide. So if you're brand new to Kumihimo and you need to see, well, how do I put the cords on here? What are you doing? How did you braid this nubbin? There's an 8-minute video you can watch that has all of that. I just knew we wouldn't have time to do absolutely everything in this live show.
Smart.
So I've braided my nubbin. I'm going to get my tube in here. So I'm going to take the tube, and from the top here, I'm going to put it down next to the little nubbin braid that I've made. I'm going to hold it in place with my clip-on center weight. I'm just going to clip the tube to the tails. So it looks like that underneath. Now this is optional, but I really like to take a empty plain bobbin and just corral my tube to get it out of the way.
What is
also gives it like a
what is that tube made of?
Plastic.
Somebody wants to know. Okay. But it's flexible.
It's flexible. Yeah. It's pretty bendy flexy. So I have my tube here. It's clipped in place. And I'm going to do 8 moves, no beads, going around this tube. So 1, get the tube out of the way. 2, turn the disc, get the tube out of the way. 3, get the tube out of the way. 4, 5, get the tube out of the way. 6, 7, 8. So that 8 moves there is just to give us a little tiny bit of braid that's holding the tube. But we do need the tube to be exiting because that's how the wire gets out. We do some other projects where we use a tube as a core, but the tube is like fully encapsulated. It doesn't leave. But for this project, it has to leave. Otherwise, the soft flex wire can't get out. So now that I have my tube with my 8 moves around it, now I'm going to start braiding with beads. And when you braid with beads, it's the same moves. You just tuck a bead in 1 every time. So this project starts with size 11 seed beads. That's so that the 6mm end caps will fit over the beads. The rest of the project will be size 8 seed beads. And we're using the 6mm end caps because they're beautiful. These are the TierraCast temple end caps. And they match this temple toggle. Pretty. And the Basilica matches the cathedral trilogy bracelet that has the temple magnet. So that's why everything uses this temple collection from TierraCast.
Did you buy like $1 zillion in TierraCast before they closed?
Not quite $1 zillion because I do not have access to $1 zillion.
Right.
Yeah, right. I bought more than is probably prudent. I had to make some very difficult decisions regarding what exactly I would buy.
Because you use a lot of their end caps and things.
I do. So we're good for a while, and I've got plans for the future. It's okay. But yeah, I racked up quite a bill. I just got notice my final order, the big order where I had stuff specially cast, that has shipped.
Oh, that's exciting.
So, that is exciting because we have been waiting for these temple toggles in copper plate for the Basilica kits.
Ooh.
So all the colors, if they have silver or gold, they're on the wall. They're ready to ship. If it has copper, they won't be shipping until next week because we're waiting on toggles.
So how many different colorways do you have?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay, so it is not very often that I see Design and Adorn do a buy one, get one half off, right, Rebecca?
No, we don't do it a lot.
No. So this is a great opportunity to get this design in 2 different colorways, and you have plenty of time to make it as a Christmas gift. So you keep one for yourself, and then you make one, or maybe you keep them both for yourself.
Maybe you keep them both.
Sometimes I have that issue, but maybe you decide to give one to a loved one for the holiday season. And with so many different colorways, you've got a lot of options to pick a colorway that fits someone in your life that you really love. Cool. All right.
And we do still have some of the Cathedral Trilogy bracelet kits if you like to make a match. Some of the colors match.
And that was that the design that you did for Customer Appreciation Week this year, or was that a different one?
Yeah, it was Customer Appreciation Week.
That's what I thought. I don't think I hosted you.
No, it was Kristen this time.
Hosted you, yeah. Okay, well, I'll be quiet while you're Kumihimoing away.
Yeah, so this is like the super chill part of Kumihimo. We're just braiding along, one bead at a time. Let's see. I'm trying to pick a stand so that this can like come into focus really nicely for you. There you go. So you can see how the beads are, all the holes are facing up. That's how you know that they're in there correctly. This is our core coming out the middle. And we just braid around and around and around. I'm not going to braid this whole thing for you. Like I said, we're going to be doing a lot of TV magic where we just move on to the next step. But yeah, I love this project. I mean, I think it's super pretty, but it's once you like have this concept down, I mean, think about all the possibilities, right? So you can braid up, whatever braid you want to highlight your beads, and then you just use soft flex to put it all together. I mean, how cool is that?
I mean, I love it, but I'm like, obviously biased.
Yeah, me too. I'm also like really impressed.
Yeah. Well, I think anytime you can use soft flex rather than a thread or a cord, it's really going to last a long time. So it is pretty nice when you get the option to string something. And then you don't have any like wear and tear on the end of your Kumihimo piece, which is also nice because it's just sitting on there like a bead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just on there like a bead. So this is another piece. This is the Caravan.
Pretty.
This is another piece that uses soft flex, but I wanted to talk about like the difference between these. So with the Caravan, the soft flex is just in the middle, and then we're tying our Kumihimo cords. They're underneath this cone, and that's how they tie on. So there are lots of different ways you can incorporate soft flex with Kumihimo. And you might be wondering, how do you choose between the techniques if you're not just like doing a thought experiment and going, is this thing possible? The reason I would choose one over the other, it's all about the shape of the cone. So for the Caravan, it's a tall cone, so there's room inside of here to have a loop of soft flex, to have your cords tie on. But for this project, I was starting from this end cap, right? Like this is the end cap. This is what I'm using. So first of all, it's a lot shorter, right? It's like not even half the height. So there's not as much space inside for you to hide things. And then the other thing is, which way is the cone going to face? Is it going to face your braid, or is it going to face your focal beads? And that just depends on the shape of your focal beads, right? Like you've played with bead caps before and you decide, you know, does this cap sit nicely on the bead? Well, this cone with this little bicone shape, they really sort of nested together. But if I flipped this cone, this end cap, and tried to put it directly on the cathedral bead, one, I would cover up all the detail that's at the end of the cathedral, and it would just look kind of like clunky, right? It wouldn't flow right. So because I wanted the end caps to face the braid, that's why we're using this technique where we have the tube inside of the braid. So
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, just a little bit of like behind the scenes. Why is it designed like that?
Yeah, and actually you can even Kumihimo with soft flex if you want to. It'll be a little bit different than your regular thread or cord. It behaves like a wire, but you can definitely do it, and it's a lot of fun. I've done it quite a bit, especially if you've got like sharp crystals or something that is going to be hard on a thread or cord. It can be really helpful to use one of the thinner diameters of soft flex.
Yeah, you know, I really like braiding with soft flex for flat braids.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah, like
you mean like on the square board?
You could, but like in my second book, I did a 16 warp Hirikara gumi, which is like it's trapezoidal. Like if you cut it, take a cross section, and it just makes a really, really pretty braid. I was using the the Soft Flex Extreme, the silver, with turquoise.
Ooh.
And that turned out really nice. Oh, you know what's cool about braiding with soft flex? You can get those mini spools, and you can use like the spool as your bobbin.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. Oh, I've done that a lot. Yep. I'm like, please give me 8 spools of this color because I'm going to make a Kumihimo project.
All right, so let's talk about what happens with this braid at the end. So you're going to braid in all of your beads, and then it finishes just like it started. So you're going to do 8 moves around the tube, no beads, and then you're going to braid your little, you know, approximately 1/2 inch nubbin there. And then we're going to do our binding. And I'm going to zoom in for this. And I picked a color of thread that I was hoping was dark enough to show up on camera. So this is the binding we always do. So I have like 15 inches of thread here. I'm pulling it to get most of the curlies out. And I'm going to fold it unevenly. So there's a long side and a short side. Now we have this tube kind of like hanging out here. We don't want to bind around the tube because that would squeeze the tube shut. And then we won't be able to get our wire through. So I'm going to pull the tube back and I'm going to hold it on the beads while I'm doing the binding so that I'm just binding the braid. So I take the longer piece of thread and I'm wrapping it around the braid as close to where that tube is coming out as I can. I don't want this binding to be really long. Remember, we have short end caps. So I'm going to keep my wraps right next to each other. And I'm going to keep this pretty minimal. Let's say like 4 or 5 of them. Don't wrap all day, just wrap a little bit.
One of the questions I'm seeing is about how many beads do you put on each thread to be able to slide them on as you braid? Just a general number. I know the instructions will have the exact number, but about how many do you think for that size?
Oh, how many beads do you need per warp? Depends on the length of your necklace, like 30 to 50.
On this particular one, how many do you have generally, do you think?
30 to 50, depending on the length of the necklace.
Okay, I see.
So like there's a stringing chart. Oh yeah, you can make it longer. So there's a stringing chart, and it'll be like, okay, if you want your necklace this long, this is how many beads go on it. If you want it, this longer length, it's this many.
Here's another question. Do you have videos of instructions for these kits? I can't use written
Generally, no.
No matter
Generally, no.
This is the video. So you're getting a general overview in this video, and then there are written instructions. But a Design and Adorn also has a YouTube channel, and it has lots of tips and tricks for different parts of the design. So for example, she was just saying the way that she started, I think, was a video that she made. Is that right, Rebecca?
Yeah, I just made a video called Beaded Kumihimo Quick Start Guide that shows how to set up the cords and how to string your beads. But generally speaking, no, I don't make a video for each kit. I know you say you can't go from written instructions, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I'm sure someone will back me up in the comments. I have the best written instructions.
I already saw that. They pre-backed you up.
Yeah.
Is there a way to add more string when making the Kumihimo braid?
There is not. Don't cut it too short. End of story. No, you cannot.
Nope, can't do that.
Nope. Nope. Okay, so that's like the short answer and the correct answer. The long answer, like lots of things like, can it be done? Yeah, but not in a way that's good. Like, it's not good for your mind because it's going to be super aggravating. It's not good for your braid. Cut your cords long enough at the start and just live your life knowing, no, I can't add more. The general rule for how long to cut your cords is you need 3 times your finished length. If you cut them 3 times your finished length, you will have plenty. You will not come up short.
Oh, that's a good general rule.
So I use that rule when we're doing the kits. So 3 times your finished length. So 3 times the maximum finished length of the kit, 1 yard minimum. So even if we're doing a bracelet, say like the max length on your bracelet is 8 inches, you go, okay, 8 inches times 3, that's 24 inches. Nope, you're getting 36 inches because on a short piece, you want to have enough for the knot. You want to have enough to wind on the bobbin so the bobbin's not falling off every 2 seconds. So 3 times your finished length, but 1 yard minimum. So I'm going to trim these cords. Now, I don't normally zap my braids because I normally glue on end caps, but there is no glue in this project. So you want to use your thread zapper. If you do not have a thread zapper, you can use like hypo cement and you can glue it, but then you'll have to wait for it to dry before you move on. So here's what we're going to do. I've done my binding, the little like purple spot there, that's the binding. I'm going to cut really close to it. Make sure I'm in frame and whoop, there we go.
These kits come with full written instructions.
Yeah, 4 pages.
4 pages of instructions, and they're well written.
Lots of photos. So I'm letting my thread zapper heat up here. I don't know if you can see on camera the smoke coming off of this thing. And I'm going to melt the end of my braid. Why am I doing this? Because we're not gluing the end caps on, you want to melt the end of the braid together, because otherwise this binding, it's not really attached, right? It's going around the braid. So when I cut this off, I could just like pull that binding off. Like in the course of constructing my necklace, of assembling it, I could accidentally pull that off and I would be really sad because then my braid would start to unravel. But by melting the ends of my cords together, it cannot unravel. They are sealed. That is now one cord at the end here. So I did the binding, I trimmed it, I melted it, and now I'm gonna give a little haircut to these tubes. I want it about the same length as my little melted nubbin over here. So, like so. Boop. All right, so I've got those two there. Ooh, magnet grabbed my scissors. All right, let's get a little bit of beading mat to work on. All right, it's soft flex time. There's my soft flex. And there's a crimp bead. I'm going to try to keep most of my findings in the little baggie till I need them so I don't accidentally throw them on the ground. You want to find your size 11 spacer beads. This kit actually has 2 colors of 11s, and as noted in the instructions, right, we have color B for braid. So this is what we used on our braid, and the spacer beads are what we're using for spacer beads. So we're going to need some of those.
What do you call the tubing? Because they can buy just the tubing, right?
Yeah, it's in on the website. It's in tools and accessories, and it's called thin wall jewelry tube.
And that is at designandadorn.com.
Yes, designandadorn.com.
That's where you can also find the kit. You can get the full kit.
Yes.
Yes, Rebecca has a YouTube channel.
I do.
How often do you add things to your channel? Like once a month?
Sporadically.
A week? Sporadically.
Sporadically.
Yeah.
Yeah, like sometimes I'll load like 3 or 4 things in one day, and then it will be a few weeks, and then I'll do it again. It's very sporadic, but there's no official schedule. Okay. For a while, I was trying to like have a schedule of things, and I realized that does not align with who I am as a person. I let it go. I let it go.
Sometimes you have to accept who you are and work with it.
That's right. That's right. Like I'm very good at meeting deadlines. Like I will meet the deadline, and so by like imposing that deadline, it was really making a lot of stress for me.
Yeah, that's a lot of stress.
And I don't need that stress. I don't need beading to be so stressful. I mean, running a business is stressful, but you know I have to work with myself as I am. All right, here's the magic part. Everyone excited? So I have a crimp bead. I've got my beautiful end cap on there. I have the big opening facing away from the crimp, facing towards where this braid's gonna go. Now I just stick the soft flex in that tube. Just stick it in there. Comes out the other end.
If you go ahead and subscribe to her YouTube channel, then one day you'll get a notification that there's all of a sudden 3 or 4 new videos, and it'll be like Christmas.
Yes, like if you were already subscribed and had your notifications on, you would have gotten a notification earlier today that I just put on a new video.
Right.
And that would be very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
So about these end caps, give them a shove. You want those 11s, let me make sure I'm in frame. You want the 11s to be mostly hidden under the end cap. So at both ends, just make sure that it's on. all the way. Oh, I wasn't reading the instructions when I started this. I forgot some things at the other end. But that's okay. I was using a bead stopper. I can just take it off.
You should have read your own instructions.
I know, but I was trying to like look cool on camera.
Uh-huh.
Like, yeah, I remember. I mean, I have like 2 of the necklaces sitting right next to me. I think I could just look at it, but here we go. So the end of the necklace has a cathedral bead.
Beautiful.
So, spacer bead, cathedral bead, crimp bead, and then put that bead stopper back on there. Ta-da! This colorway that I'm putting together, this is called Ethereal.
It's very pretty. What a deal. Buy one, get one half off. I mean, really.
I know. I think these would make just really, really lovely gifts, or of course, just make a bunch of them for yourself. I do that. I make a bunch for myself.
Design and Adorn.com. You're gonna buy it from Rebecca. It has a wire in it when you make it, but you get the kit from Rebecca.
That's the wrong one. Yeah.
Oh, good. Zach just went and subscribed to you, and she put all her notifications on.
Thank you.
Melanie wants to know, do you ever use size 15 for the last round or 2 so that they're easier to fit in the end cap?
No, because you can't really fit 15s on the side of cord.
Because the
like, the hole's too small in a 15. Like maybe some colors you can like hold your breath and shove them on there, but I like to do my kits in lots of different colors. So I don't do anything where I'm like, oh, maybe this color will fit, maybe it won't, because I don't want to have to be checking every single color.
Yeah,
I only do
that adds a lot of
I know. Right. I'm just like, nope, the 11s go. Also, the 11s fit great. I mean, having to like take a second and like shove it on there, that doesn't mean they don't fit. That's just how they go. We have used 15s on the ends of projects, but it's when the entire project is smaller and we're using micro superlon. So like the main bead is a 15 and then the end cap beads. The main beads are 11 and then the end cap beads are 15. Sometimes. 15s are tiny.
Now, did I see that Alex left Design and Adorn?
She did. She is now working for the County Board of Elections.
Oh, I was so sad to see that. That must be real
tough
when you have someone with you for so long.
Yeah, I miss her, but she gets really great benefits there.
I know, yeah. That's always the trick, right?
Yeah, that's it.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, the bummer about being like a micro business like we are is I can't even buy group health insurance in Arizona if I wanted to. Like we don't have a big enough group. So you're just like, well, what am I supposed to do? You know, people need insurance.
Right. No, I hear you. Yeah, I have very strong feelings on insurance right now, obviously.
I bet you do. I bet you do.
We have excellent insurance for the moment through my husband's employer, but
that's good.
I don't know how long that will be for, so it's always like a little worrisome. I wish we had a better healthcare system where we didn't have to worry about those things quite so much.
Yeah. Me too. I mean, it would be better for people, and it would also be better for small businesses.
Yeah, right. Let's see. I've got a question. Can you move your necklace up? Oh, yes. Can you move your necklace
Yeah. Yes.
You.
Sorry. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I try to pay attention, but I'm also like looking at my beads.
It's so hard. Yeah, I know. I get to where I'm like,
frame.
Oh, but I need to see them.
All right, let's see. Get this last one on here, and then let's see if I can count.
Those cathedral beads are so pretty. So
yeah,
pretty.
I love this color. I mean, I love all of them, right? They're just all so beautiful. Such like a dimension to them. All right, so I've done my focal section here. Let me fix. There we go. Less zoomed. That will help. You'll have to look at all like the junk on my tray here, but that's okay. I'm sure you understand. If you do beading at home, you also have a bunch of stuff piled around your beading area.
Absolutely.
It's part of the hobby.
It is. And it's amazing how such a small amount of things can get so messy so quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, an hour ago, this was a cleared off space.
I know. Yeah.
This is just what I gathered for the
live video every time. I'm like, how did I make such a big mess with such small beads?
Right? Oh, this is Soft Flex Medium. Wanted to share that.
Oh, good.
So we're using medium here because I actually tried it with the fine, because the bracelet, the Cathedral Trilogy, uses the fine, and I thought, you know what, it would make my life and everyone's life easier if they use the same size wire. Alas, it's better on the medium because the Soft Flex fine drapes so much that
it's almost too soft.
It's too soft, right? It's too soft compared to the braid. So you had this braid, and then it got really soft here, and like it wasn't laying right. You had like a funky right here because of like the difference in texture. But when you put it on the medium, everything is the same level of flexibility, and it's perfect. It's what you want. So sorry, they're not the same size wire, but I wanted it to be perfect for you. So that's what we did. All right, so getting to the end here. So just like at the beginning, I have a spacer bead and then a cathedral. And I did give a little like shove here. Oh, this one, I could shove this in here a little bit more. Like zoom in on this. So like this, my 11s aren't quite in there. Just like kind of get in there and push it. There you go. Now it's in all the way. Unzoom.
Don't forget, I'm giving away some beautiful gemstone donuts at the end. So make sure you're getting your entry in to win in the comments. You must be present to win. So stick around.
You could Kumihimo those beautiful donuts.
Ooh.
I mean, I say that about everything, but you could.
You could
totally good.
Anything you want.
Pretty much.
Sue is wondering, is there a code to get this beautiful discount that you're offering? Buy one, get one half off.
No, it's automatic.
Yay.
Yay. I love auto discounts. Whenever possible, I do an auto discount because as a shopper, I'm so bad about like remembering the coupon code, or like back in the day, like a physical coupon. Like I would clip them out and then forget to bring it with me. And then I would feel bad about it. So whenever possible, if the discount is for everyone, it's an auto discount. It just makes it easier. And I like easy. Okay. So it's all strung up, right? Look how easy that just strings right together. These are just giant beaded beads. And then we're going to finish this like we finish all of our Soft Flex projects.
Do you carry just Soft Flex on your website anymore, or is it just when you include it in a kit?
I just included it in the kit, but I don't have a lot of like anything by itself unless it's like a weird thing that you can't find.
Somebody was asking where to buy soft flex. So if you're not using it in the kit, because I think it comes in the kit with the product.
It comes in the kit. Yeah, the kit comes with all of the parts.
Separately, then you can buy it from one of your local bead stores. You can buy it at Joann or Hobby Lobby, but Hobby Lobby is temporary. They're actually discontinuing soft flex, which is kind of breaking my heart. Or you can go to softflexcompany.com and you can buy it from us directly as well.
Okay, but you said Joann's has it?
Yep. Joann's. Lots of local bead shops too. If you can go into your local bead shop and buy the soft flex and your beads and your findings and get that enjoyment of being somewhere physically, do it. Keep that bead store going.
100%. All right. So I'm going to use wire guards at the end of this project. If you're not into wire guards, just leave them off. That's fine. The soft flex is plenty fine without it, right? It doesn't need it for strength. It's for me, it's for sizing. It's to help me get the loop at each end of my necklace the same size. And then again, because I was designing this to match the bracelet used them because I have so many endings here. I'm like, I can't get 6 loops all the same. Well, 4 loops all the same size, just like eyeballing it. So since it's a match set, it has wire guards. So I'm going to put the wire guards on here. If you're new to them, it's a tiny little hollow horseshoe. And you just stick your wire in one side. And this is where I have to like try to stay in frame, but also get it where my eyes can see the hole. Come on, I believe in you. Ah, yes, I did it. So you go straight up one side, and then you make a U-turn, and you go down the other side. Whoop, like so. And then we're going to scoot down and get this tail of wire back into the crimp bead and that cathedral bead. There we go. Scoot everybody down. I'm not super worried about like spacing and stuff right now because this is the first side of the necklace. I can crimp this and then shove everything down and then mess with the other side of it. I'm using a magical crimper. I know that you guys do magical crimpers on your show pretty often, so you guys are probably fairly familiar with how to use it. Yes. Just remember that the magical crimper, the plier size has to match your wire size. They do come in different sizes. Mm-hmm. So since this is the medium wire, this plier is the 0.018 to 0.019 inch. Mine have a purple handle. I don't know if they all have a purple handle when they're that size, but my smaller one has a green handle. Okay, so semi-universal, potentially.
Potentially.
I don't know how many manufacturers there are.
I think what happened with Hobby Lobby, since Kim was mentioning she didn't like how little they have of soft flex, is they're going very generic. So they're probably creating, I don't know this for certain, but from what it sounded like, they're probably creating a Hobby Lobby brand of beading wire. And it'll come from overseas and be very inexpensive and obviously less flexible and strong. But they can make more money off of it. So now you will have to find a new supplier for soft flex. They've carried our product for like almost at least like 18 years or something. Yeah, it was like
wow,
pretty big bummer for us. So definitely still seek out Softflex. Go to your local bead store, go to Joanne Fabric, or shop with us on our website, softflexcompany.com. Do not settle for the other types that are out there. They will snap and break a lot more easily and have a lot less flexibility.
Yeah, accept no substitutes. Seriously, nothing is more important than your wire and your crimps. I get Softflex crimps too because they have a really nice thick wall, and that's important. Why would you spend all of your time making beautiful jewelry and then like cheap out to save a tiny bit on an inferior wire, right? Don't do it.
I know. I feel the same way.
And well, I feel so bad for like newbies. If you're like brand new to it and you show up and that's all there is. I mean, if you have like a bad experience, you might just like give it up right away.
I know. That's why I've always really loved having our wire in Hobby Lobby, is like all of the people that find beading in there, as just one of the aisles of the many different kinds of crafts you can do. And I've always been so happy that they had the opportunity to start right away with like a good beading wire. So it's definitely disappointing. And it's not just our brand, is my understanding. It's other brands too. So I think they're making their own brand, is what it's like. And trying to make more as
consumers, we do get to vote with our wallet, as they say. So, if they don't have a quality American-made product, then take your business elsewhere.
Yeah.
We try, whenever possible to stock American-made goods, like Softflex, like TierraCast. We're looking for other American-made vendors for findings.
Yeah, we do too.
It's looking, good quality products, but also I think that getting, American-made products are just like win-win for the whole beading community.
I mean, there's lots of things that I love from other countries, that are just very specific to that place, like Czech glass.
Well, like these beautiful beads.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But
for sure, right? I mean, there's not an industry of like American seed beads. That's not a thing.
Exactly.
And that's okay.
Yeah. Whereas like Softflex beading wire was the first of its kind, and it is American made, and it is an American product.
Yeah.
So
and it's great that it continues to be American made after all these years, right? And that's very cool.
Thank goodness. I mean, we do have an inexpensive version for crafters, but yeah, almost all of our beading wire is American made. All of our craft wire, all of our crimps, all of our TierraCast. Yeah,
TierraCast. That was a shock. That was a real shock.
Yeah, Michael's has never carried Softflex, Kim. Can you believe that? We just we've tried.
Oh, they carry the other one that shall not be named.
Right. We've tried working with them multiple times, but it just never works out, is really the end of the story. And I've tried multiple times, and it just never works out. But you have plenty of other places to buy it. Lots of mom and pop bead shops carry it, and then lots of distributors. And then, of course, you can just buy it from us directly too. Oh, Dana, look at you. She's been using it since the early 2000s.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've worked for Softflex since 1999. It's like kind of crazy.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Thank God, though, where, when life gets hard like it is right now for my family, it's so nice to have a work family that really loves you and cares about you and chips in to help out and understands the difficulties you're going through. I can't imagine doing this if I worked for a business that didn't really get it.
Yeah, that was like, you have 5 personal days. Goodbye.
Yeah, I can't even imagine what that would be like. Yeah, it would be really hard.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. That's a lot of people's situation. So I'm glad that it's not like that for you.
I know. Yeah, it could be a much worse situation. I keep thinking that for sure. And then when I get to go to work, I also am like super excited because I love my job. Like, I get to go to work. Like, I think some people, when they get a lot of time off, would be like, ooh, this is kind of nice to not work. And I'm like, no, I really miss working and I want to go back.
All right. Ta-da!
Beautiful. Look at how good that turned out. How do we see the other colorways that you have available?
Well, they're on the website, but I can just sort of like pop through a little slideshow.
You have a few that we can look through? Oh, good.
Yeah.
I love looking at colorways.
That's Aquarius.
Ooh.
Really beautiful cobalt.
Those are very soft flex colors.
Mm-hmm. This is Boundless. This is one where we're waiting on those copper toggles. If you love the color, though, I would go ahead and order it. They'll be ready to ship next week because the box of toggles is in transit to me now. So don't let that hold you back. This is the Christkindlesmark. This is my Christmas. I just love that beautiful emerald green, and we do have a matching bracelet of that in the Cathedral trilogy, so that would make a really lovely holiday set.
Yeah, it's so pretty. And this is all buy one get one half off, you guys, so you can get
I know
colorways. That one's pretty. I love Christmas. Oh, mermaid.
This is the one I just made.
It's got definite mermaid vibes.
And that's Imagination. That one has a matching bracelet too. Ode to Joy only has a couple left.
That is a Christmassy one too, like a very nice one that you could wear all winter and even in the summer. But I mean, it's giving me some really good Christmas vibes.
Yeah, I love that like antique white. It's so pretty. Oracle. This is just like the perfect like dark washed indigo denim. Again with the copper. I love that one.
It's gonna be pretty.
Seaside. I think there's only one left of Seaside. That one's just about sold out.
If you make these in different colors, everybody, I expect you to post it into the VIB group so that I can see it in all the different colorways. So when you buy them and make them, please post a picture after you complete them.
Yeah, tag me. I want to see too. And then stained glass window, that's the sample color. So that's that one, all braided up.
How do you pick which one to do?
It's hard. It's super hard picking.
Very hard time deciding which one.
I mean, I've made 3 of them now, and I have a Christmas one on the disc, so I'm gonna have 4 of these. So I guess I didn't really decide this time.
Yeah, usually you only do like 1 or 2, but you went a little wild. Well, those are good ones for you to wear.
Yeah.
They're very pretty. While you were busy, I made a little bracelet. So this has the gemstone bead that is in our clearance. I'm giving away 2 of these today in the Dalmatian jasper, but you can also find this really nice green. I don't know if it's like a moss agate, maybe. Really pretty. So I made it a centerpiece, and then I took some of the seed beads from the vintage Christmas trio and added those in with a copper clasp on the back end really simple, didn't take a lot of thought, very relaxing, easy design. The Softflex is like a needle. It'll just pick up those seed beads. And I'll post a picture of it onto the Softflex Instagram page later today. But you can grab that donut bead on closeout and use it as a little centerpiece or wire wrap it, add it to an earring. I'm about to give away 2 of them that are going to make a perfect pair of earrings. So it's your last and only chance to put in hashtag free beads. Rebecca, what is that second design you have there that you want to show us?
This was me going off the deep end. And
that is a showstopper.
Because sometimes that happens. So, right, like the necklace the bracelet had 3 strands. So I'm like, what if I made like a 3-strand necklace too to go with like the 3-strand bracelet?
Whoa.
And so I made one as a test of concept, but then we're really short on these magnets.
Yeah.
And also it would be a very expensive kit.
That is like I'm going to a gala type of necklace, or I don't know, something very fancy.
Yeah. I was really torn on like what to do, but in the end, I'm like, well, let's be realistic. This is like, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. And also, I don't have that many magnets, but right. I made it, so I wanted to show off the thing I made.
And you should wear it. It looks so pretty. It's really gorgeous.
I'll trade necklaces. Here we go.
Ooh, what's this one?
Oh, this is launching on Friday. That's Forged in Fire.
Ooh.
We have all these different raku pendants. I think we're gonna have 60 kits, and all the pendants are different. And then you have this like gorgeous fade. I have them in different like color groups, right? So the fades vary to go with the different pendants. So we're doing that on Friday. And then let's see if I can can I get in camera with this thing on?
Ooh, yes. You can barely fit it in camera. It's so big.
I know. It's huge. Humongous.
I love the fading of the color. That's so pretty. Terry, I think you just need to go to Rebecca's YouTube channel and you'll be surprised. It's really a lot easier than one would think.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
If I can do it, you can do it, and I can do it. So I know you can do it.
Yeah, just take it one step at a time. Go to the YouTube. I also have free PDFs that you can download. So if you go to designandadorn.com and go to the downloadable patterns, you'll see that there's the Beaded Kumihimo starter guide. That's free. Understanding the braid, which tells you about how to read the chart for a counted pattern like this. And then, of course, I randomly put new videos up on YouTube, like today's quick start guide. There's a video about all the tools you use, troubleshooting, unbraiding, all sorts of things. You can really do it.
Totally, you can do it. Okay, real quick before I do the giveaway, I am going to just take a quick look at the Softflex Company website to share with you what we got going on here. We are doing our autumn clearance sale up to 55% off on new closeout and outlet items already marked down, plus an extra 10% off. You do not need a coupon code. I believe it's automatic and it should show up in your shop. You can see all of our new products underneath that. That gingerbread bead strand sold out so quickly. I couldn't even believe it. I was texting Kristen the other day and saying, how in the world is that already sold out? The kit is also selling very quickly. Our Christmas and Halloween kit always sell pretty fast. So if you want that gingerbread kit, Make sure you get it. And then don't forget these little trios down here. I used that green that is inside the Vintage Holiday for my bracelet, and I matched it with the moss agate gemstone here at the top. Really pretty combination. And let me go back and click this. You just click right on this shop now, and it's going to take you to our closeout section. And then you can go through and peruse what is on sale, and you will get an extra discount between now and next Tuesday. So there are bead mixes and bead strands. There are some of the Colorful Soul wooden panels. There's some end caps, which work fantastic with Kumihimo. Those are
they have the holes in them.
Yeah, those are good. There's some Czech glass. There is just all sorts of stuff in here. It looks like it's 6 pages. Those Czech surprise collections, we had 2 extras that popped up that didn't get sold. Sometimes that happens in our warehouse, and they had added them back online. You can now get those and get them for a closeout price. There's some ceramics. There's just all sorts of stuff. 7 pages of stuff to look at. So make sure you take a look at that. And now we're going to, and that's at softflexcompany.com. Now we are going to do our giveaway. I'm jumping to share that screen next. Let's see, how many people do we have? 81 entries. Thank you for entering the giveaway. One lucky winner, as long as they're here and present, will win 2 of these fantastic gemstone donut beads. You're going to make a great pair of earrings, or you can use it as like a little center focal like I did. Here we go. When you are chosen, make sure you comment and let us know you're still here as soon as possible. Terry on Facebook. Terry on Facebook. Let us know that you're still here, and we will get you your prize. There she is. Woohoo! Terry, you're going to email info@softflexcompany.com. Let them know you won 2 of the Dalmatian Jasper donuts. Damien will follow up behind me and also email them so they know you're legit. And then make sure you give them your shipping address. And Terry in the office, our Terry, I'm sure will ship that out to you very quickly. Thank you so much for being here with us, Rebecca. And thank you for making my first video back so easy and smooth.
Aww.
And lovely.
Well, thanks for having me on. I always love doing these beading parties. And yeah, good to see you. It's really good to see you.
Really good to see you too. We always love when we get to have you on and see your innovative designs. You are a design champion, and we're really grateful that you use SoftFlex in your designs from time to time. So thank you for that. And I just encourage all of you guys to go check out Rebecca's website, designandadorn.com. Take advantage of that really awesome discount that she has going on. Make sure you're also shopping at softflexcompany.com. We have definitely seen sales drop since I have been gone. We're doing our best to fill all the gaps, but we really could use your orders. So please go shop that closeout sale and take care of SoftFlex for me while I'm busy kind of taking care of my family in the background. If you have joined us later than the beginning, I didn't give much of an update. I'm not going to. You can go to the Curing Bridge website to find out more about my family, and I'm updating that pretty regularly. That's the best place to kind of keep track of what's going on with us. And I think Damien posted the link earlier in the program, and he may even post it again right now, knowing him. So that's it for us today. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here with us. And we had such a good time. Make sure you also go follow Rebecca's YouTube channel to get all of that information on Kumihimo. So she has lots of how-tos there and little tips and tricks for making Kumihimo super easy and accessible for anybody. All right. We'll see you next time. Look for Joyce on Friday morning at 9:30 a.m. She's got her new Spill the Beads program, and that is on the Softflix Company YouTube channel and Facebook page, 9:30 a.m. Pacific on Fridays. So look for her in just 2 days. And then, of course, Kristen will be back with Free Spirit Beading on Monday. All right. Bye, everybody.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you so much.